We're now getting CNN News 18 mega exclusive revealing that the recent protests outside the Bangladesh High Commission in London were not spontaneous. We are learning that Khalistani extremist groups arrived at the exact location and time, suggesting prior mobilization. Intel sources are also revealing to CNN News 18 that this aligns with the ISI's broader strategy inside Bangladesh as well, where Islamist groups amplify the anti-India sentiment and suppress minority voices. While outside, we are seeing its Khalistani proxies targeting Hindus and India-aligned voices in the Western capitals. Let me take this across to a special guest who's joining us on the broadcast. Kuldeep Shekhawat, who's the president, oversees Friends of India from London, joins us on the broadcast. Mr. Shekhawat, what exactly happened when the protest that you all had called for the condition of minorities, particularly Hindus in Bangladesh, and what is the reportage that the world really is looking at? What exactly happened when the protest was stopped?
See, protest was not stopped. Suddenly, after an hour of being protesting, suddenly some people from Khalistan turned up. And when they turned up, they were not in great numbers. There were around 5, 6 people who turned up. But the whole issue that came out of this context is where the hell they got the information about we standing against the Bangladesh in front of Bangladesh High Commission. And while we were speaking and while we were protesting in front of the Bangladesh High Commission, where the hell these people turned up from? And one more very, very clear thing, if they were not informed by somebody, if they were not properly guided by somebody, they wouldn't have come there. Reason being, there was a similar incident that happened in New Zealand, and nobody turned at New Zealand High Commission then. So London was not gearing up for something like this. The Hindu community was protesting against what has happened in Bangladesh, and majority of the Hindus who turned up there were only in support of Bangladeshi Hindu community.
Wait, absolutely. But Mr. Shekhawat, there must be some announcement of this protest, some mobilization through WhatsApp groups. How did the people know that such a protest was about to happen at the Bangladesh High Commission in London?
Yes, I'll come to that.
Sure.
One of the organizers had requested a van, and that van turned out to be owned by one of the Pakistani groups. And there's a group called iDrive, and these people bought a van, and this was a mistake by one of the organizing team. They ordered that van, and that guy was Pakistani, so you can understand. I have received video messages from even Pakistani journalists. So you can understand they were all prepared, they were all in line with the whole thing, and they knew that there's going to be a protest in front of the Bangladesh High Commission. So it was informed to these people, and Pama being Pama, you know, one thing I can tell you about Paramjit Singh Pama is they are all paid people. They have no agenda. They cannot create Khalistan. If they wanted to create Khalistan, then who stopped them? They should have, the last seat of Maharaja Ranjit Singh was in Lahore. They should have gone to Lahore. They are their friends. They should have asked for that Khalistan from them. Why didn't they ask them? They didn't ask them. They are not asking them. They are not even thinking about all this. They are just creating ruckus. And the whole agenda, which seems to me very, very clear, is they wanted a divide between the Hindu community and Sikh community, which is very, very clearly evident from this action. They didn't turn up New Zealand High Commission. They turned up only at Bangladesh High Commission at the instance of somebody telling them that, okay, go there, Hindu community is going to be there, so let us start something against the Hindu community. So it's a very, very communal divide. That kind of scenario was created by these Khalistanis. Luckily, the team we had never thought of getting into a brawl or a heated argument with them. Police was managing the whole thing, and it went. They went away after half an hour, 45 minutes. That's it.
So, Mr. Shekhawat, what did they exactly go ahead and do?
Well, one of the funniest thing was they're shouting slogans against Prime Minister Modi.
Okay.
Why they were shouting slogans against Prime Minister Modi? Khalistan Zindabad, Prime Minister Modi Murdabad, Prime Minister Modi Chor hai, all that, those kind of stuff was being thrown at us. Tell me, the issue was killing of Hindu community guys in Bangladesh. We were there against Bangladeshi government not to protect the Hindu community in Bangladesh. There was no political scenario there. There was no political utterance from us. There was nothing political being said. Suddenly, these boys turned up, and Paramjit Singh Pama was leading them. And what he did, they started shouting against Prime Minister Modi. So their agenda was very, very clear: have a divide between the communities, create a divide between Hindu and Sikh community, so that the Hindu community get incited, and that becomes a larger issue
Okay.
then.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Shekhawat, you're essentially saying that these Khalistani extremist elements that have been led by Paranjit Pama are essentially ISI stooges, nothing more. They're not even fighting for Khalistan as they want to, in fact, project at the onset. And it's only an anti-India rhetoric that we see emerge out of London as well after Bangladesh. We will see what happens to this big update that you are bringing for us. But thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. Protests by Hindu groups at the Bangladesh High Commission in London was marred with some kind of disruption that happened from Khalistani groups who ended up shouting slogans against the Indian Prime Minister. Let's see if the Indian government decides to take this up with the UK authorities. Right now, we're shifting our focus to this next piece of breaking news that we're getting on the broadcast. We're learning that a woman's body has been recovered from